It is that time again. We are back with the come drives. I feel like it's been the longest time since I filmed one of these videos, but it was definitely the right time because I've had so many questions recently that I feel like I need to address. Hello guys, what's good? I hope you're all doing well. So like I just said, we're back with the come drive with me's. I've been settling into my new home and we're back with the usual content. One annoying thing, I've not even done a come drive with me in this car yet, I don't think, but one annoying thing is that the car I used to have was a BMW and it used to have like a screen where I used to put the camera, whereas this doesn't have that. So I'm gonna have to sit you there, and I actually can't drive. I'm gonna have to sit in the car. I am gonna go grab a McDonald's as well, but I'm just gonna have to sit here and chill, which I hope you're okay with. Do you know what the funny thing is? Since I've moved into the centre of Manchester, I never drive ever. I either walk everywhere or get an Uber because everything's like 5 minutes away, so I don't see the point in driving and then having to pay for the car park. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I've not really been in my car much, but today was the perfect opportunity, so I'm gonna head to McDonald's, pick up some food, and then we can sit and have a chat. Also, I feel like I definitely need to do an updated playlist because this playlist hits differently. Loads of people were asking on Rachel's vlog, Hannah's vlog and my vlog what my playlist was, because obviously I had it on Hannah's birthday, so I'll definitely do an updated one soon. But yeah, this is what happens if I try driving. It's just not gonna work out. Okay, well that was a whole palaver. Someone is in my car parking space, so I've just parked back here, but we've got the goods. I've got a fish fillet and a Coke. The Coke from McDonald's, I say this in every single come drive with me if I get a McDonald's, but the Coke from McDonald's slaps differently. I've not had McDonald's in the longest time, but I was just really craving it today, so cheers everyone. So good. Also, there's a bunch of people watching, so love that. I'm probably just gonna look like a crazy person talking to myself, but whatever, we move. I got the filet-o-fish. This isn't my usual order, but I'm not eating any meat at the minute. I'm just on like more of a fish slash veggie diet. I've not cut chicken out completely. I have cut red meat out, but yeah, I'm really loving fish at the minute, so thought I would give this little burger a go. She's a little cutie. Also, I'm gonna say now, if you don't like people eating and talking, maybe skip the first like 2 minutes of this video while I'm eating, because that's the whole point, you know? I'm gonna eat and talk, so. Oh my god. McDonald's know what's up. Like, every time I have a McDonald's, it just cures all of my problems. And the thing is, the bread gets stuck in my teeth. So that was going to be a cute look for the video. But I asked you guys on Instagram to send me some questions, and obviously there was a few topics that were the main topics, so I may as well start with them because I just want to address that and kind of like move on. So I don't know whether you guys saw, but there was an article that came out that Pete Wicks had gone on a date with someone called Jade, and obviously it was me. One, we weren't on a date. Two, I don't know how they got me confused with Jade. Like, she's beautiful and I'm so glad that they thought I was her because she's stunning, but yeah, they got the names mixed up, so yes, that was me. I got sent that article so many times yesterday. It was on Snapchat news, it was on the internet. They eventually changed my name on The Sun, but I didn't want my name on there, to be honest, because it wasn't the best article. But honestly, like, let me take this off. Honestly, it's crazy because Pete's always told me like the press do lie about him a lot, and number one, I had no idea that the paps were there. Like, I never saw one pap or like someone with a camera. They were so sneaky. Two, that was a whole load of lies. First of all, we didn't kiss. Second of all, he wasn't sick, he was picking up a cigarette off the floor. Third of all, what are them pictures, please? Like, why do I look 100 stone? It's mad though, because I had a baggy dress on, and yeah, I feel like a lot of people were like, well, she definitely edits her pictures. I've already said I used to edit my pictures. I was very open about that, but I don't do that anymore. And granted, I do know my angles. Like, everyone posts the best version of themselves on Instagram, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I actually feel for Molly May now because, well, I already felt for her obviously because what is said about her is awful, but I understand it now, and honestly it's not good. To address the Pete situation, no, we're not dating. I've said in a previous video that we're just friends. We are friends who just get cozy after a drink apparently. So you guys saw in the vlog that I was there with my mum. Pete and my mum were having drinks, and then my mum got a little bit tipsy and then went home, and I carried on with Pete, but we didn't go back to the hotel together. Not that I need to explain myself, but yeah, it wasn't like that. Me and my mum went for dinner, and then we met Pete for drinks afterwards, just because we've not seen each other for so long because of lockdown and everything. But no, we're not dating. We're really good friends, as I've said before, just friends that get cozy on a night out apparently. And yeah, my name isn't Jade. Love Pete, he's used to this. I'm obviously not, so I felt like I had to address it. But yeah, now I've cleared that up, we can move on to some other subjects. Okay, most of these questions are about that article. I got sent it so many times, and Hannah and Rach said they got sent it a lot as well, so thank you guys for looking out for me. But yeah, not true. It's so crazy, like even the lies told about me online, not from press but just from these bitches, like it's mad. And honestly, I'm telling you from now experience, don't believe everything you read online. I read the craziest stuff about me online. There's so many apparently I've had a BBL, and I'm like, first of all, my bum is perky but not big at all, so I don't know where people get this shit from, but honestly, don't believe what you read online. Like, imagine having your personality ripped apart constantly. It's so disheartening. And I feel like I watched Anna's Come Drive With Me the other day. I need to actually eat. I watched Anna's Come Drive With Me, and she was doing like a McDonald's mukbang very similar to this, and she was saying that sometimes she won't read her thread but then occasionally just go into a really dark hole of like reading all of the things people are saying about her, and it can get you down. Like, your personality is being ripped apart. Obviously most times I'm like, who are these absolute psychopaths? But sometimes it does get you down, and that was one of my questions, how I deal with hate. To be honest, I don't read it that much, but when I do read it, it can get to you, obviously. Like, I know these people are strangers, I know that they've obviously got issues with themselves, there's no doubt about that, but it can still affect you, do you know what I mean? So I just try not to read it, and if I have read it, I'll just talk to my friends about it, and instantly they'll kind of like sort me out and just be like, Mads, don't be ridiculous. I just feel like at the minute I've been feeling a little bit down. I've moved out and I've got a new car and everything's really exciting, but there's just been like this really underlying sadness that I feel like a lot of you might have picked up in my videos. I've just not felt myself for quite a while now. I've got a really bad sweaty upper lip. I am getting back there, especially now I'm working on my brand, and that's all very exciting, but I've just felt a little bit. So if I see something that I don't like or read something I don't like, it has triggered me a little bit more than usual, because usually I could not give a shit, but that is part of the job, you know? Okay, so let's have a look at some questions. Most of them are about boys. Like, someone said, have you had a boy stay around your new flat? Nope. Are you speaking to anyone? I did say in my friendship test with Han that I was speaking to someone, but I just feel like, sorry, that is really noisy. I just feel like at the minute I'm so happy being single. Like, obviously I'm like chatting to guys like really casually, but I'm not speaking to anyone seriously, or I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm just so happy being single. I feel like I've not really had a full period where I've been single and free and being able to do what I want, so I feel like I definitely need that period, and I'm glad that my friends Hannah and Rach are in the exact same boat, because we go to Mcdonalds a week today and we can just go out there and live our best lives. Listen, you only live one life, make the most of it, don't let anything scare you. But I'm just so happy to be single at the minute, and I'm just excited to work on myself a little bit. And I mean, from working on myself, from being single, I've now got my own place, I've now got a new car, and I'm living, this sounds, actually I've never actually said this out loud, but I am living my dream life at the minute. So yeah, just want to continue to do that until I've got myself in a really good place, in a place where I want to be, and then I can, sorry, my brother's ringing me. Jay, you're gonna have to wait. And then I can start, you know, not looking for a man, because I'll never look for a man, but like opening up to relationships. A lot of these questions are advice questions, so I'll definitely get them answered soon. But I'll answer more like questions about me. Every single one is like, Pete Wicks, Pete Wicks, Pete Wicks. Okay, best money saving tips. The best 3 tips I could give you is, number 1, if you can't afford something 3 times, don't buy it. So for example, that's not with everything obviously, because I bought this car, obviously I couldn't buy this car 3 times, but things like handbags, things like clothes, shoes, anything like that, makeup, if you can't buy it 3 times, then don't buy it, because to me that means you can't afford it. Do you know what I mean? If I went into a shop and say I was going to buy a Chanel bag, if I couldn't afford that bag 3 times, then I probably wouldn't buy it, unless it was like a really special occasion or I'd been given the money for it. But yeah, that is tip number 1 that I have lived by, because obviously you guys know I like to splurge on the odd designer item. So I've always said to myself, if I couldn't afford it 3 times, then I can't afford it. Number 2 is definitely put money away every week. So even if it's £5, even if it's £50, just seeing that build up is so satisfying. And number 3 is learn how to cook. Like, I used to eat out all the time, especially now I've moved into my flat, because I don't have a bunch of ingredients, but now I've built up on my spices and herbs and everything like that. I'm cooking more and I'm saving so much more money than ordering every night or going for dinner all the time. So definitely just learn how to cook a few different things, and if you eat out a lot obviously, and yeah, it's a lot more satisfying when you're eating your own food as well. So what made you want to move out of your parents' house and buy a flat? The biggest reason for me was independence. I just felt like I had no independence really living at home. I used to, like, I'm a creative person at night time, so I can stay up till like 3 AM sometimes, because that's when I'm most creative. I think it's because it's quiet, it's peaceful, so I always do well at night time. But obviously I had to kind of like tiptoe everywhere, because my mum and dad go to bed at like 10 PM. So independence was one thing. 2, I had so much stuff that I couldn't store in the house anymore, because I only had 1 room and then like a spare room. So I thought, if I can have my own space where I can wake up and then have an office as well. That was another thing, waking up, I was kind of in my office as soon as I woke up, like office, because I used to film in my bedroom, whereas now I've got my spare room. Granted, I've not made it into an office yet, but that is the plan, to make it into like a filming room / office. So I just had so much stuff, and I can now have my own little space. And there was like a bunch of different reasons. I just felt like it was time. I'm 22 now, I'm 23. Oh my god, I'm 23 in a week. I'm not ready for that. I feel like I'm 18 still. It's so crazy, but I'm 23 in a week. So I just felt like it was time for me to fly the little nest. Tips on how to stop comparing yourself to others. This is something I used to do massively, but I think changing your mindset is the biggest thing. So number 1, if you follow girls that make you feel insecure on Instagram, just unfollow them. Like, I remember speaking to Pat about this when I was very insecure, and he used to say to me, if Instagram got deleted tomorrow, please don't, but if it did, then these girls don't exist anymore. You won't be comparing yourself to these girls you see on Instagram, because they don't exist anymore. I mean, I used to compare myself to like Tammy Hembrow, but if it wasn't for Instagram, I wouldn't even know she exists. Do you know what I mean? So obviously they do still exist, but you can't see them to compare yourself. So the best thing I used to do was just unfollow, whereas now I feel like my mindset's changed. I feel like another woman's beauty doesn't take away your own. Everyone's different, everyone looks different, and that is the beauty of life. So if you ever compare yourself to someone else, then just remember that you are beautiful in your own way, and that girl is beautiful in her own way and will still be just as insecure as you. Let me tell you, I am a very confident girl, but I can be insecure at the best of times. Yeah, I feel like it is like a journey, and I've always said this, it's not one that has an end destination. You won't kind of wake up one day and feel confident and never insecure ever again, but you can kind of like do this. I think it's just mindset. I feel like if you tell yourself, I've started doing affirmations, which I'm going to do a completely separate video about affirmations, law of attraction. I used to be that girl that used to be like, yeah, law of attraction and manifestation, whereas now I've actually started implementing it in my life. It's crazy, it actually works. My upper lip is actually a joke, it's wet. My upper lip is wet. One thing you've learned about your past relationships, the biggest thing for me is that you can't rely on anyone, because they're not always going to be there. You can't rely on anyone but yourself. So you have to be so comfortable with yourself. You have to be in a position where obviously you're going to want them in your life, but you shouldn't need them. Like, they should be able to go away tomorrow and you never speak ever again. Obviously it's going to hurt you, but it shouldn't destroy you, if that makes any sense. So the best piece of relationship advice I could give is work on yourself first. Or if you're in a relationship now and you'd feel like you are relying on this person, just take more time out with your friends or your family, or even by yourself. My favourite thing to do at the minute is take myself out on dates. I took myself to the cinema the other day and then went for dinner on my own, which may sound so weird to some of you, but I had the best time. I love my own company, and especially now I live on my own, I really am enjoying my own company. But I do feel like that is so important when going into a relationship, because your relationship can turn toxic quickly if you rely on that person. So best piece of advice I could give is you do you before you start doing anyone else. Oh my god, I'm actually disgusting. Thoughts on Untitled Life. I don't bring this up a lot, but I'm gonna say it now. Vile. I don't know how that is a website. The things that are said about me, about my friends, about my family, about other influencers is absolutely disgusting. Who are these people? Let me tell you, these people are not going to say this to you in person, and if they did, bitch. You know what the weirdest thing is? I know that some of these people know me, and I'm like, just come forward, just tell me, come on, like, let's just have it out. But you just can't let it get to you, because I know I'm a good person. I know I don't lie to you guys, so that's all you can really do, you know? But my thoughts on Untitled Life is that it's a shit page and there's only shit people that have profiles on it. How is it living by yourself? I absolutely love it. There are little times where I'm like kind of sat there waiting for someone to come home, or just waiting for a little bit of noise, and there's not any. But living in an apartment is really good as like your first living on your own situation, because I can come downstairs and we've got like a little reception area where it's usually really buzzing. So if I feel a little bit lonely, then I come downstairs and I've got the most communal apartment block ever. Like, everyone's so friendly and lovely, everyone knows each other, and there's so many dogs in my building, which I'm obsessed with. But overall, absolutely love it. So the right time for me and the right decision. Obviously I miss my mum and dad, but I mean, they're 20 minutes away, so they're not too far. I can go and see them whenever I want. I've obviously been spending time with my mum. I'm filming with my dad tomorrow, which I'm so excited about. So yeah, like, it's different. It's obviously going to take some getting used to. I'm not completely used to it yet, but overall I'm having so much fun. I love having friends over, I love hosting, I love making myself dinner. I feel like today's been a very honest chat. Like, I just feel like I've kind of said everything I need to say. I've kind of got some things off my chest. I've answered some of your questions, and yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I am going to leave because one, my brother's on his way, and two, this car. yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know any videos you want to see down below. As always, I just want to say as well, I absolutely love you guys. Thank you for all of your love recently. I really feel like you guys have my back and I'm so grateful. So thank you guys so much. I love you all and I'll see you in the next vid.